Hello and welcome to another video of IELTS with Coach Brad. I am of course Coach Brad, and today we will be looking at one type of writing task in section 1 of the IELTS test, graphs or charts with a trend. Sometimes they are bar charts, line charts, sometimes even a table. I have even seen pie charts. So charts with a trend can come in all forms, but the way that you write about it is generally the same for each type of chart. Let's begin. Just remember, if you enjoy my videos, then be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And I always love to see comments in the comment section below the video. If you have a quick look, you can see that I have provided an example of a common type of chart with a trend, the line chart. The first thing you need to look at is the dates. Not only do they decide the tense, but it is also a quick indication that you need to be describing trends in your writing assessment. In this one, you can see the dates between 2013 and 2019. You can see that one of the lines, the green line, which is coffee, has stayed the same. The red line has gone down. The yellow line has gone up, and the purple line has gone up and down. I have just used very simple vocabulary, but you will want to use much better vocabulary than that, so some of it I will teach in this video. Let's start with some general tips. As always, you want to use about 20 minutes for part 1 of the writing test. You have 60 minutes in total, but because writing task 2 is worth a lot more points and you require 250 words, you need to allow more time with that. Please do not take more than 20 minutes for writing task 1. 2 or 3 paragraphs should be enough, and you want to write 150 words or more. Let's have a look at the introduction. You want to be as general as possible without going into information which describes the data exactly. Don't worry about numbers. Just say what the whole chart shows. What is being measured? How is it being measured? How many groups are being measured? And you also want to say the time period which is being measured. In this example, between 2013 and 2019. How many groups? Well, there are 4 different drinks which are being measured, and they are being measured in drink sales per day for every 100 staff members at the West Point Cafe. You can see my quick example for a different test. The chart shows how many pizzas were sold at 3 different pizza shops between 2018 and 2021. For the main body, you want to start with the most important information first. That is usually the highest group. The thing that you noticed first is probably the best place to start. Do not start with the groups which are the lowest or in the middle. Start with the highest or the most. In this case, it will be coffee sales. You want to describe the trends. What's going up? What's going down? Is it going up quickly? Is it going down quickly? Ranking the information from the highest to the lowest. Number 1, number 2, number 3. Look for any interesting information. What stands out? Is there one year which is different to the other years? Have a look at wild raspberry sales. In one year, it went up extremely quickly and then went back down. That is the most interesting year for that line. And learn to describe the numbers in different ways. That is very important so you do not repeat the same vocabulary and way of describing the numbers the same every single sentence. So the most important part of this type of writing task is being able to describe the trends. Going up, going down is very boring, very simple. You will get a low score. For going up, some options are rise or rose, increase, increased, jump, jumped. For going down, decrease, dropped, dipped, fell, and plummeted, which is going down very quickly. You also want to be able to use both verbs and nouns to describe the data. They are a little bit different. For example, energy drink sales increased is a verb. There was an increase in energy drink sales using the noun. Remember those two ways of describing the information, verbs and nouns. Often it is in verb two because the data or the years or the days will be shown for past dates. Not always. If you look at the dates on the bottom axis and they are in the future, that will change the tense when you have to describe the data to future tense. Some more examples. After I got a job, my bank savings jumped. There was a jump in my bank savings after I got a new job, using verbs and nouns. Let's have a look at cola, for example. Cola sales fell by more than 40 per day. Or if you want to use nouns, there was a fall of 40 cola sales per day. Being able to use both correctly will make this much easier and add variety to your writing task. Some more interesting ways to describe the data: peaked, fluctuated, and remained stable. For peaked, think about the top of a mountain. It is the highest point, the top of Mount Fuji. Fluctuated is different. It means up and down, up and down. For example, I think wild raspberry was the only one that might have fluctuated, but really, I think a better description for that would be to say it peaked in 2016. As for remain stable or a stable period, that just means flat, not much change. I think coffee, the green line, is the best drink to describe remaining stable. Coffee sales remained stable. There was a stable period for coffee sales. Although not very interesting, prepositions are very important when it comes to including numbers to describe the data. I have listed them here. Coffee sales decreased by 20 in 2017. Increased by, decreased by, rose by, fell by, and then include the number. So if you use the verb with the amount of how much, use by. From and to, between and go together. In 2017, energy drink sales increased from 50 to 60. Coffee sales remained stable between 78 and 81. Between and, from and to show a range. Of is better when using nouns. There was an increase of 15 energy drink sales per day in 2019. So when you use the noun to describe the trend, of is better to insert the number. When using a verb, by is better to show how much. And lastly, the preposition at is good for saying when something peaked or what it remains stable at. Coffee remains stable at about 80 or 81. Wild raspberry peaked at 45. Coffee sales remain stable at about 80, while wild raspberry peaked at 45 in 2016. Also, you may want to say whether it increased, decreased, rose or fell, etc. by a lot or a little. Adverbs and adjectives are the best way to do that. Just remember, adverbs work with verbs, adjectives work with nouns. I have included an example. Sales fell significantly, especially for the cola. You could also say there was a significant fall in sales. My weight rose slightly after I went to the buffet, or I could say my weight experienced a slight rise after I went to the buffet. My bank account decreased moderately, that is a medium amount, after I went shopping. There was a moderate decrease in my bank account after I went shopping. So just remember, verbs go with adverbs, adjectives go with nouns. So that is the end of today's video. I have included a sample for you to read, but also try yourself. If you are watching this online and you are not one of my private students, you are welcome to include your answer in the comment section below the video. So just remember, practice, practice, practice. My name is Coach Brad, and I'll see you next time.